Welcome into the Dad Verb Podcast. Topics around parenting from the lens of a dad.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Dad Verb Podcast. It's probably been a couple weeks, maybe, since you've heard my voice. I have been on vacation. I've been out. Our schedules haven't coordinated. We've talked about this a bunch. We are all dads with real lives, and sometimes podcasting does not fit the schedule, whether kids are sick, whatever we have going on in our lives. So we do the best we can to be consistent every week, but we are going to try. We're trying to stay consistent for everybody. Although, with that being said, this is going to be one of the last episodes we're recording before the holidays because we are recording right before Christmas. So in order to spend time with our families and make sure that we are focused and present as much as we possibly can be, we're going to be taking a little hiatus until the new year so we can all spend time with family and friends, as we hope you do too. Before we get into today's topic, we have a new face on the podcast, a new voice if you're listening to the audio version. Well, I guess technically not a new voice. You were in another episode. Yep. But Nate, welcome to the podcast. We appreciate you being here, and we're looking forward to talking about today's topic. And before we dive into that, as we always do, let's go around and do a sick check, see who is healthy. And I already know the answer to this in our little pre-show talk that I don't think we've gone more than 2 weeks with everybody being healthy. So, Muamer, why don't you kick us off and let us know how? I feel like you needed to say
spoiler alert before
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a part of the reason we have been a little delayed has been entirely my fault, and I will own up to that. We've been playing this little game of calendar tag, and it's always something. But as Ben mentioned, like, we are real dads. We got things going on. We're on vacation. We cut our vacation short because one of the kids got sick, came back, baby starts getting sick, and we're like, okay, it's fine. It's Monday, Tuesday, they'll get better. We were going to film the night before last, I think, that Tuesday night, and they were just getting worse to the point where my 3-year-old asked, "Daddy, can I go to the doctor?" And I'm like, okay, we should probably go get checked in.
And the child requests the doctor. Yeah.
The 3-year-old.
Can I go get
and after we left, it was so funny because, like, after we left, he goes, "Daddy, I had so much fun at the doctor." I'm like, it's not, I'm glad, but like, no.
The punch card.
This is not what I'm trying to entice here. Yeah.
But so we pivoted last minute when we were going to film. Thankfully, guys understood. I sent the guys a picture while we were in the car waiting for the test results, the full scan, swabs. Both kiddos, the 3-year-old and the 2-year-old, have RSV. So this household is going through it. My wife and I now have the gunk and the grossness, and luckily it's not bad for us, but trying to keep an eye on the kiddos, make sure their fevers are down. And funny enough, they don't really do anything for RSV as long as they're breathing. If the breathing gets bad, send to the ER, but just treat the symptoms. And so, yeah, we're going through it. So I've already ruined it for us.
I am sorry to hear that. I'm glad the kids are getting treated. And, you know, as we said, we are real dads with real lives. So when he sent us the photo from sitting in the parking lot of an urgent care with his kid on his lap, we're like, hey, we probably shouldn't record tonight. Like, you know, maybe we'll push it back.
On the other hand, I did say something along the lines of, hey, that's an Instagram. Like, get that out there as like this is what I'm doing tonight. You know,
we'll put that out after this episode. It'll be the teaser for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Saunders, how's your household?
Well, so we got over our ear infection from whenever that ruined the thing. I think it was the adoption episode, only to be tagged with the other ear. Like, it just migrated across her head horizontally. So we went from the right ear to the left ear. So we're on another dose of amoxicillin and ear pain. But other than that, we are healthy. So, yeah.
All right.
Ear infection.
Nate, I'm going to call you New Face Nate. For right now.
Perfect.
I
like that. That makes me feel young.
First of all, how many kids do you have? Do you have 1, 2, multiple?
4.
Do you have 4?
4, buddy.
Okay. All right.
What I'm learning here is Ben didn't listen to the adoption episode.
No, I did not. I have been MIA from everything for the last couple of weeks. But
it's 10, 9, 4, and 3. And the worst illness we have now is Band-Aids, like, everywhere. Luckily,
everybody wants a Band-Aid.
Band-Aids solve everything, which is super impressive. But that's about all we got.
At least it's Band-Aids. Mine are ice packs. Anytime the kid gets hurt or something, like I'll just hear the freezer door open. I'm like, please stop getting in the freezer. It's like, I need an ice pack. I'm like,
Do you have like
don't.
legit ice packs, or is it like peas, like frozen peas on the face?
No, they request I think they got it from grandma's house or something, and they carry it around everywhere. Ice packs. So much so, when we were on vacation, my dad went with us, and like I think he accidentally like bumped into the kids, something, they fell over, and they're like, "Oh, I need an ice pack." We didn't have one, so they cried until he went to and like my dad's a pushover. Like that's just he's grandkids, he loves them. He went to Walmart on Hilton Head Island, found 2 ice packs for the boys, and then we froze them and they used them on vacation. I'm like, this is nuts. So I would take Band-Aids any day. I'm like, that sounds great.
That's fair.
Are there magic Band-Aids, or is it any event? Like, do you have to have the Mickey Mouse one or the princess one or just any adhesive with a piece of cotton will do?
The first kid, they got everything. Second, third, and fourth, just like whatever we got, let's just roll with it. Yeah, and it's good.
Whatever we cover it up.
Wow.
And as we were talking pre-show, unfortunately, I think we're going to go. Nate, did you say your kids are healthy, or are they sick?
Yes,
okay,
healthy.
So you're the only one. So we are now 3 out of 4 have sick kids right now, because mine, they're not like officially sick. I started hearing tickles and coughs and sneezing, and as I was saying pre-show, they are now sneezing and coughing directly into my face, eyes, and mouth. So now I've got a little throat tickle too. So I'm going to try to mute myself every time I need to cough and not completely ruin the episode or blow out anybody's speakers. So if that happens, I apologize. But I don't think we're fully sick yet, but I can see it on the horizon.
You're on the way.
Yeah, we're on the way. And we've got, as I was saying before, we've got about 2 weeks off of school as the kids go home for winter break coming up. So fingers crossed we're over it quickly and it's not too big of a deal. And we'll be back to normal pretty soon as we get ready for Christmas. All right. Sick check is done. So let's get into today's topic, which is perfect for the upcoming travel that's going to be happening for most people's families, right? Like most people are traveling somewhere for Christmas. They're going to see family. They're going to see friends. You're going to Christmas parties, different events. But we all know that traveling with kids is not easy, right? There's so much that goes into it that I feel like there's this chapter of everything, the way you did things before you had children, and then everything else after that. Because the way we travel now and the way we prepare to travel is entirely different than it was before we had kids. Like we can't just hop in the car and go. That doesn't exist anymore. Now we have to think and prep and have lists and make sure we've got the snacks and the toys and the games and all that stuff to keep everybody entertained before we get on the road, so we don't end up screaming at each other in the car. So today we're going to talk about travel with kids. I don't know if we're specifically going to get into road travel. We personally do a lot of road trips. We haven't done a ton of flying with the kids, but I'd like to kind of split it up between car travel and air travel, see what tips you guys have, what's worked, what hasn't, and any tips you have for the new dads and new parents out there that might be traveling with their kids this holiday season. So Muamer, I'm going to kick it over to you first. Let's talk car travel. What's something that you do to prep for a road trip with the kids? Since you actually just got back, you said you drove 9 hours on vacation.
Yeah. It was
what did you do to get ready for that?
We cried a lot.
That was before.
That was just emotionally preparing. Like, hey, I know what's about to happen.
He was trying to get dehydrated so that he didn't have to stop as much for those potty breaks.
No, so I would say like for us, the biggest thing that we do is we try to make the car ride, especially on road trips. Usually our road trips, so my wife's from Chicago, it's 6 hours. So when we go like a 9-hour trip, it's not terribly much longer than what we normally do. But what we try to do is make the car as fun as possible. And we do it in like 2 ways. The third way is like, if all else fails, break glass here. But one is toys, having just toys that they'll play with that'll keep them engaged. My kids, like, they like books, but they don't like reading books in the car. So we just try to have all like the little fidget toys, the busy boards, things like that will just keep them as engaged as possible. two, my wife and I actually put together a playlist, a road trip playlist, and it's a mix of their songs and then the clean version of my wife and I songs that we like. So like we have a rule, like we can only replay a song once because we don't want to listen to The Wheels on the Bus 100 times. Like get one replay, and everyone gets to enjoy music that comes on. It's everything from like Disney songs to our kids like our songs now. My oldest, for whatever reason, loves Coldplay and like One Republic, so like they'll just jam out to those. And both of them love the Beach Boys. So like Barbara Ann will come on, they'll just vibe. So like that helps keep everyone engaged. And then if all else fails, like we typically don't do this unless we're like it's either after naps in the car or we're getting close. We bring out the iPads. We don't let our kids use iPads a ton. Actually, at home they don't use them at all. They are the treat for when we travel because they will sit there and they will play and they will just be engulfing the screen. We don't just let them go wild. We've got like PBS Kid and some other good apps that we'll, I think, at some point do an episode on. But that's kind of like our trifecta of how we try to manage it, and then stopping as infrequently as possible. Of course, with young kids, depending on how old your kids are, you'll have to stop no matter what to go use bathroom, change diapers, things like that. Just letting them get energy out. One trip that we took, so I have an electric truck. I actually just put my little son's balance bike in the back, and so whenever we're stopped at the charger, he would just kind of ride around the little parking lot, supervised. So don't come for me. Supervised, just riding around, hanging out, getting his energy out. So like we try to break it up
by himself.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the car watching TV. He's just riding in the parking lot by himself. No, absolutely not. But yeah, that's kind of our thing. And then my wife's, the last thing I'll say, her thing, and this is her magic, is snacks. Like however many snacks that you think you need more. She will just like have the perfect assortment of snacks the kids want and can just kind of entertain them, give them whatever they need, and she's got the snack bag ready to go.
That's awesome. Having a good co-pilot is clutch. Like, that is the only way, because we, as we were saying before the show, like we go to Disney a lot with the kids. It's about a 7.5, 8 hour drive, and we used to break it up into two segments, right? We would drive to Savannah, which is about halfway there. So it's like 4.5 hours to Savannah, stop for the night, and then drive the other 3.5. But now that the kids are a little older, we do the 8 hours straight through. But always, and this is the key for our trip, always with a stop at Buc-ee's.
Oh God, no.
That is the hack for us. There's a Buc-ee's that's almost exactly halfway, and so we stop.
I know which one you're talking about.
For like an hour. It's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia. I've been there because they have Tesla chargers at that Buc-ee's. This was my wife's first Buc-ee's experience. Hated it. She hated it. I hated it. The kids loved it because they love the pandemonium. But dude, like just the sheer amount of chaos at Buc-ee's when I'm already stressed during a day, it is not what I need.
Oh, I'm all about the snacks, and I love your fresh brisket on the board.
Dude, the snacks aren't even that good. It's overpriced and like
clean bathrooms.
We can't get into this on the podcast because this is you're stepping into some real sensitive territory.
So, this is going to get worse than the Thanksgiving episode when we learned Ben's like, a casserole guy.
And it's expensive. Yeah. I paid like $15 for a brisket sandwich that was mediocre.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
They are expensive for sure. All right, we're gonna move on before we end up in an argument here. Before we get us derailed in an argument. Saunders, I remember when we did a travel episode, I think, 20 episodes ago or something, when we kind of started the podcast. You had a couple of really good tips for young kids, but what does a road trip look like for you guys? I think you're in Iowa, right? So I'm guessing you do a lot of relatively long drives.
Yeah, I mean, for me, a short road trip's 3 hours. I'll do a quick trip to Chicago. So like when you're like, you don't just get in the car and drive. No, I do. Like I will take the girls, throw them in the car on a Saturday morning, and we'll be in Chicago by 1 or 2. And we'll spend 4 or 5 hours hanging out with family or just going to a restaurant that we can't go to in the area. And then by 9 or 10, we're on the road back. And there's not much preparedness. And, I kind of operate on there's a Walmart every 100 miles plan. And if I need diapers or underwear or, a puke bucket or something, I'll just stop and sort it out. But yeah, no, my big road trip things, I mean, I'm trying to think. The most recent one we did with the girls, we did 5 hours. We had to go to a funeral. So we drove basically across the state of Iowa, heading west for a funeral for my wife's uncle. And that was with the girls. That one was actually pretty calm for us, but I have a rule that we stop every 2 hours with the girls. So every 2 hours, like almost on the nose, we stop, we get out. We don't necessarily have to get a gas, but we go to the bathroom, we take a little walk around. I'm not a huge fan of like cooler in the car thing, so we will bring snacks, but we are more like get a bag of pretzels at the shop, because once you're out and you're in there, the girls want to buy things anyway, and so it's just easy to get a couple bottles of water and some bag of pretzels. I don't know. It's not the cheapest way to travel, I can say that. But every 2 hours. And then we actually do, I almost always insist on sit-down meals. So if we are going for longer than 6 hours and we're going to stop for a meal, we stop, we go to a restaurant, we sit down, we get waited on. It takes about an hour. And so my road trips now are like a 5-hour road trip will take me 7 hours, right?
Yeah.
But we also don't do 8 hours is our max with the kids. So I will book a hotel room 8 hours in any direction. So sorry. And that is a misnomer with the way I just said it, but it's 8 hours by Google Maps is where I book the hotel. It takes me 10 hours to get there. So that it's kind of a stop, and that has really made road tripping with the girls easy, because we usually get a continental breakfast, so we're starting with a good meal every morning. It's pretty relaxed, we're showered, we're comfortable, and then we head out to whichever direction we're going. We do a lot.
That gives me anxiety.
Yeah, your approach gives me anxiety. I don't know if I can handle that.
Like what
the way that you do road trips,
all stopping in the hotel,
just the laissez-faire, like we'll figure it out on the way. No,
it's not even that.
We bring toys. Like I have iPads, they watch movies, right? And I have ABC Mouse.
But like I need to have my stuff in the car. So like the way we do road trips, right? Like we pack not a ton, probably a ton of stuff by a lot of standards. But like I make sure there's a couple things that I always make sure that I have. So we've got, the basic stuff for the kids, right? Like toys. Usually there's some sort of new activity they haven't done before, something they can do in the car. Same thing, iPads is the last resort. Usually an armrest or a bag full of snacks, always more than you think you're going to need for both them and us. Usually a small cooler full of very like borderline dangerously caffeinated drinks to me, so that I can just keep my sanity while
concentrated
just wired while I'm driving. But it keeps everybody safe, right? I'm attentive. I know what's going on. But we also make sure there's another thing that like I always carry with me, and we call it kind of like the emergency bucket, or we'll call it the oh crap bucket, right? That bucket has paper towels, garbage bags, random like extra diapers, like things that we might need on the way. And then on top of that, I would encourage everybody to have this in their car just to carry in your vehicle at all times, is some sort of like trauma kit, first aid kit, something with Band-Aids, cold packs, stuff
planning.
Stuff.
I need to clarify.
You can, if something bad were to happen or you needed, you could figure it out.
Yeah, but
before we let Saunders defend himself, my biggest gripe is that, just to be clear, I know we're all attacking him right now, but my biggest gripe is that like sitting down for an hour and like planning. I just want to, when I leave, I want to get there. Like I want to get in and out. Like sure, I can go out and like stretch my legs. Like that's fine, but I don't want to sit down for an hour and a half, and like it just makes the day feel so much longer.
You guys can't see this, but my leg is tapping. Like my leg is moving, thinking about the idea of being on a road trip and having to stop at a sit-down restaurant. Like I want to walk in, get my food, get out, and be back on the road as quickly as possible so I can get to wherever I'm going.
Yeah, see,
that's fair.
So, all right. So to be fair, right? I always have
To be fair.
blue shop towels in the back of my car. They're always there. So there's always a cleanup thing. There is an emergency trauma kit strapped to the back of the driver's headrest at all times in every one of my vehicles.
Mhm.
So that's just in the car, right?
Yeah.
I
Not
have
kid specific.
no, not kid specific, but just it's there. The car the kids ride in is a Bronco, and it has Molly webbing on the back of the driver and passenger seat. So we always have trash bags and like wet disposable bags Molly webbed to that as like this rip it off, dump it, stick it back on. Like when I say like, I jump in the car and I go on a road trip, right? Like I basically live in Ben's emergency crap bucket for my daily driver. So like
it's all in there.
Yeah, I've got 2 things of wipes. I've got the anti-choking pop thing in there.
I didn't know that was a thing till you just said that.
Oh yeah,
Still
cool. I'll
hasn't
bring it
addressed though the hour and a half stop for food.
Look, I do not like. Okay,
loves
I
a
don't
good
eat
Culver
at
sandwich.
McDonald's. I don't eat at Burger King. I really don't do Taco Bell. So I'm talking KFC, maybe Pizza Hut, maybe Popeyes, Wendy's. And those are not fast food on the side of the road places. So when I sit down,
hang on. Do you guys still have sit down Pizza Huts?
Yes,
in Iowa.
Yes. And it makes me so happy.
Now I know why you moved to Iowa. Now I understand why you're in Iowa. I get it.
Yeah,
Pizza Hut buffet.
I was on the way back from an event. I spent 12 hours at a college event. And I called my wife. I'm like, I'm on my way home. And I called her back 5 minutes later. I'm like, I just passed the sit down Pizza Hut. I'm having dinner here. You're on your own. And I told because it'd been 15 years since I'd sat down in a Pizza Hut and gotten served. Right. Yeah. So.
All right. Nate. 4 kids.
4 kids.
Road trips.
Yeah. Planes, trains, and automobiles. We've hit it all.
All of them?
All of it.
Wow.
Maybe I'll touch on a couple things. One, the pre-planning of who's sitting next to who is key. So if you've got beyond 2 kids.
Wait, your kids don't have assigned seats?
Oh, they do at times, but also how it's feeling in that day.
No, my kids have assigned seats in the car. You sit here.
I split the girls up and the boys up, and that is key. So split up beforehand, snacks a necessity. Maybe I'll dive into the train. We took the Amtrak train for 12 hours. And if you've never done that before, highly recommend it.
Which one?
Okay, we're actually thinking of taking it from Seattle to LA, and it's like a 20-something hour flight or 20-something hour ride. And I'm like, man, are my kids going to hate this?
Which one did a magical experience. We went from Mount Pleasant, Iowa to Denver, Colorado.
Okay, so you did that loop.
Yeah, 7P to 7A. Awesome. Just a pro tip. Like we've taken several flights before and very similar, make sure they have all the snacks, wet wipes until they graduate college. But what I would recommend is understanding, like when you get on a train, like I thought, hey, they're going to tell all the passengers to sit down and buckle up. No, they're in the middle of an intersection. Like when you're there, they're gone. And my girls were not ready for that. And so that took a while to recover from. So I think just for us, it was like preparing the kids beforehand. Like, this is what the plan is going to be. I've got one of my daughters has ADHD. So it's like, hey, just an FYI, this is what our plan's going to look like. And the other ones are like, yeah, let's go. And it becomes like a karaoke musical. Like, I love the playlist before, but their thoughts change. So we just go oldest to youngest, keep them engaged the whole time if they're not sleeping, and they pick the music and we rock out. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I do have to say, with a lot of my road trips, I target driving at night so that everybody's asleep and Dad can audiobook and caffeine binge like Ben and just cruise. Like the number of times I pulled into a hotel at 2 a.m. and unloaded my wife and 2 kids is.
That's what we did our last trip too.
I gave my wife so much. Yeah, I gave her so much anxiety though, because she's like so type A, and she was, as we were planning to leave for Hilton Head, she was like, what time should we go? She's like, let's wake up at like 4 a.m. and hit the road. I'm like, why? Like, we don't have any reservations. Like, yeah, we got the room. Like, let's just wake up when we wake up and we'll get on the road. And you could just see like the panic in her eyes. She's like, what do you mean we're not planning this out? She's like, I hate this so much. I'm like, no, I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. and drive 9 hours. Like, let's just wake up, let the kids sleep. I want to sleep. and we'll just get going when we get going. Now, when we're on the road, it's different. Like we got a schedule, but unless I have to be there for an appointment, I don't want to leave at 2 a.m. Like that's not fun.
Well,
Do you guys like being on the road and driving? Like if I was to tell you you get 12 hours to yourself, would get in the car and drive somewhere be a relaxing thing for you?
Am I by myself?
Yeah, it's just you. Like if you have the day free, would you get in the car and drive to Nashville
No.
to Knoxville or something?
No.
Okay.
No.
First off, I get lost. Like I married a married a farm girl, and so she takes care of all the driving, the direction.
Right.
So I just get lost somewhere. Not my favorite activity.
Yeah, I will go for a drive. But I will say I do actually really enjoy road trips. Like I enjoy driving, but I also come from a family of drivers. Like my uncle's a long haul trucker. My grandfather was a trucker. Like I spent a lot of my formative years in 18-wheelers driving places.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things
hereditary.
where like, yeah, I like to get in the car and just like look at stuff while I'm driving and go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And that kind of keeps my mind engaged. I'm not a huge fan of driving on highways, although obviously it's like a necessity. If we're going somewhere, I will like intentionally say, well, why don't we find like an alternate route where we can,
Cool.
kind of go on a side road or something for a little bit and then come back on. So I think it's fun, but is it relaxing with two kids in the car? If by myself or with just me and my wife? Sure, it's fun. Two kids in the car, it's fun to a point. And then eventually there's a meltdown and you got to just kind of work your way through it.
Yeah.
See, and this is where I think we differ on car trips because we've talked about this before. I do a dad day once a month. Like the third Saturday of every month is Andrew Day. I get 12 hours without the kid. So I can just recharge my batteries and do whatever. And the number of times that is a 6-hour road trip somewhere where I get in the car and I drive just to somewhere and I come back it's been 80% of them.
Wow.
Because I find being in the car and driving relaxing. It's like my comfort place for whatever reason. And me and my psychologist are working through the childhood trauma that invented that practice and is causing greenhouse gases.
Drive away from places?
Yeah. Why are you always running away? Yeah. So that is like I just enjoy it, right? It's how I relax. And so the idea of having the family in the car and driving somewhere for 4 hours, it doesn't even frighten me, scare me. Like the idea of having to prepare for it is like, well, sure, I can prepare.
4 hours, like, yeah, that 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, that's not bad. That is a short trip, right? That's like a day trip.
It's not bad.
But when you're talking, 8+, that's hairy.
Yeah, 8 plus.
That's when I start feeling like I really do need to have everything kind of buttoned up. Because like someone's gonna get car sick, there's gonna be a fight, there's gonna be like someone's gonna scream at a really inopportune moment and almost veer me off the road. Like it's gonna happen. Like
you're
you just
already
kind of
so
have to
jacked on the caffeine.
It's the four monsters.
Like I can see sounds at that point, so I'm a little jumpy already.
All right, if you can see sounds, I need the name of these energy drinks. Like I feel like I missed it out.
My kid, the youngest especially, has gotten to the point where, like, after a few hours, he will just complain that his car seat's uncomfortable. And he's like, I want to get out. Yeah. I was like, dude, you can't stay in it. And he's like, Mom, you hold me. I'm like, buddy, she can't.
I want to get out from the back seat. I'm like, nope, we are not starting. We are 3 hours in. We cannot start this now.
Buckle up.
Again, and this is where my every 2 hours we get out. I've never had that complaint of the car seat.
Yeah, every 2 hours I feel like is a good one.
Are we there yet? I get it's a long car ride, Dad. But
when we plan these longer trips, sometimes we can't, depending on with an electric vehicle, like depending on the weather and the temperature, like your range, mileage may vary. And so like when we pop out, sometimes it is 2 hours. On this way back, we were able to get a 3-hour shot. And I'm like, we're not stopping. Like kids aren't complaining, everyone's quiet. We are just going until we have to. But yeah, it's typically every couple of hours.
No.
Yeah.
So I know we are getting down to the last few minutes of this episode. We promised ourselves we did around 30 minutes because we've been going for like an hour in every episode.
Every time.
That's tough for us and it's tough for the audience to hang out through an entire hour-long episode, right? So what I want to do is get one tip from each of you. So Nate, you've traveled a bunch of different modes of transportation. Saunders, you do a lot of road trips. Muamer, you just got back from, albeit what could have been a very fun trip, ended up being a bit of a nightmare, but you're back, so it's fresh in your mind. Nate, let's start with you. What's if you had to summarize or give kind of one tip to maybe a parent who is nervous about traveling with their kid, what would you say to them?
Make it an adventure. Like, don't just wait. Like, the destination is not where the adventure happens. The ride to get there, enjoy the journey and make it fun. So I think we've had diaper fights in our car before. We know food's going to be on the floor anyway.
Right?
So
This wasn't a full diaper fight.
These aren't
not. Yes, sorry, not full diaper fights. That would be
These aren't loaded.
That's another episode.
Oh,
so
man.
Make an adventure, have fun.
Saunders, how about you?
Mine harkens back to the infant car seat kind of thing. My road trip hack is still the double felted plastic sheets that you can get from Joann Fabrics, Walmart, Home Depot sells them. And they're basically waterproof sheets that have felt glued on both sides. And you cut them to the shape of your car seats and you place them under your child. And if there's a blowout, if there's a potty break, if there's spilt juice, if there's vomit, you don't have to take the entire car seat cover off and find a quarter laundromat just to keep your road trip going, right? You swap that thing out, you throw it in a plastic bag, you tie it off. And I want to say last time we talked about them, you could get like 4 yards for $20-$30. Like it's not expensive. And here's the upside. They work under your crib sheets too. So they work to protect from blowouts and spillouts in the crib. And I think there are still some in the car, even though we haven't had a blowout or a vomit mess in years. And now that I say that, I'm done for the Christmas road trips. But, yeah.
Muamer, how about you? Fresh off a road trip.
I would say let go of any expectations that you have or that you think you need to have. Part of what I think makes traveling fun with kids, and I know it sounds weird to say fun with traveling and kids, but part of what's fun is just going at your own pace. Like, don't worry if you are holding up the line at the airport. Most people understand. They've traveled with kids. They have kids. Like, they get it. Same thing on road trips. Like, if you've got to make a pit stop, if you got to go to the bathroom, make a bathroom break, or go get food, like, it's fine. You are on your own time, unless you have like a super, super hard deadline that you have to meet. Don't stress about it. Don't worry. Just try to be as relaxed as possible, because that'll make it more enjoyable for you, and then your kids will feed off that energy too.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but pictures of toddlers on the back of a Sinclair dinosaur on a roadside gas station, priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great advice, gentlemen. And I would echo the same thing you said, Muamer, is make it fun, let go of the expectations, right? The more you try to plan and to corral your travel into what you believe the ideal experience should be, the less fun you're going to have. Some of the best times we've had with our kids traveling have been in the most unexpected places, unexpected time. Again, my kids, I know, Muamer, you don't like this, but my kids love Buc-ee's. They walk in the door and my children start screaming fresh brisket on the board and like taking snacks and having a good time. So like it's become like this ritual for us. I never thought that Buc-ee's would be like a ritual for our family. But here we are. It's something we enjoy. It's a great stop for us. So, find those little moments, enjoy it. The actual destination, as you said, Nate, is not usually the adventure. It's all the stuff that happens in between.
Yeah. So, I love how 3 philosophical answers and a practical tip. Like, that's where this podcast.
Tip
like,
and
let's be esoteric about it and like, dude, stop your kid from peeing in the seat. Like, here's.
I think that's fair.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for chatting this evening. This has been a great episode. And as always, thank you everybody for listening to the Dad Verb Podcast. Whatever platform you are listening on, we would love for this podcast to reach more people. And you can help us do that by leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you're listening from. Leave us a comment. Let us know if there are any topics that you want us to discuss, anything that you're struggling with as a dad, anything that you're proud of, or you just want to hear us shoot the crap about. We would love to hear from you, and we will see you in the next episode, which will be after the new year. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.
Thanks, y'all.
Peace.